It was a regular Thursday morning at Westbridge High School, a brick-laden public school tucked away in a middle-income neighborhood just outside Chicago. Students shuffled through the halls, dragging their feet behind them, faces buried in their phones. Room 212, the AP Calculus classroom, was already buzzing with activity. Students in this class weren't your average math kids. They were competitive, high-performing, and laser-focused on getting into top-tier colleges. And at the center of it all was Mr. Edward Galloway, a young, snarky math teacher with 2 degrees, a smug grin, and a deep desire to be seen as the smartest person in the room. That day, he had written a particularly difficult calculus problem on the whiteboard, something involving partial derivatives and limits. A few students were already groaning. Just then, Mr. Carl Hendricks, the school's janitor, walked by the open classroom door. Mr. Hendricks was in his mid-60s, tall, thin, with a trimmed gray beard and dark skin. He moved slowly but with quiet dignity. Always polite, always silent, and always in the background, and that's when Mr. Galloway made the joke that would change everything. "Hey, Mr. Hendricks," he called out loud enough for the class to hear. "Want to try solving this one? Might be easier than unclogging a toilet." The class laughed. Not maliciously, but enough to sting. Mr. Hendricks paused. He looked into the room, eyes scanning the board. Then he stepped inside slowly. "Mind if I give it a try?" he asked, voice calm. The laughter stopped. Mr. Galloway chuckled nervously. "Sure. Knock yourself out." Mr. Hendricks put down the mop, walked to the whiteboard, and picked up a marker. For the next 3 minutes, he didn't speak. His hand moved quickly, confidently. The room was dead silent. Students leaned forward. Mr. Galloway furrowed his brow as he watched. By the end, the entire board was filled with not just the solution, but multiple steps laid out with clarity that many of the students couldn't even follow in real time. Mr. Hendricks capped the marker, set it down, and turned. "I believe that's correct," he said, "though there might be a shorter route if you use a transformation substitution here." He pointed to the second line. Mr. Galloway stared. The answer was not only correct, it was elegant, advanced, professional. "Wait. How did you—" he stammered. Mr. Hendricks smiled. "Used to teach this sort of thing. A long time ago." Then he picked up his mop and quietly walked away. By lunchtime, the entire school had heard about what had happened. Students posted it on Snapchat and Instagram. The janitor just solved a college-level calculus problem in less than 5 minutes. Our janitor might be a genius. Mr. Galloway got owned. The whispers turned into questions. Who was Mr. Hendricks? Had he really been a professor before becoming a janitor? Mr. Galloway, embarrassed and humbled, refused to comment. The next day, Principal Marquez called Mr. Hendricks into her office. "Carl," she began, "why didn't you tell us about your background?" He shrugged, folding his hands on his lap. "Didn't think it mattered. I came here to work, not to prove anything." She pushed a file toward him. "His job application from 7 years prior. It says you have a degree in mechanical engineering." He nodded. "Master's degree. Georgia Tech. I used to teach thermodynamics and applied mathematics at a community college, but life happened." Mr. Hendricks had once been Professor Carl Hendricks, known for his work in computational fluid dynamics. He had co-authored papers, mentored underrepresented students in STEM, and presented at conferences. Then, his wife fell ill with cancer. He took leave to care for her full-time. Medical bills drained their savings. After her death, he never went back to academia. He worked odd jobs, then landed at Westbridge High, where the work was stable and the health benefits good. He kept his head down. Nobody ever asked, so he never told. "There's dignity in every job," he told the principal. "I may clean floors, but I never stopped being a student of the universe." News of the incident reached the school board, and then the local press. Mr. Hendricks politely declined interviews, but agreed to let the school community ask questions. A week later, the school hosted an after-school seminar titled, "The Janitor Who Teaches Calculus, An Evening with Mr. Hendricks." The auditorium was full. Students, parents, teachers, even a few board members. Mr. Hendricks took the stage, not in his jumpsuit, but in a sweater and slacks. He spoke softly, thoughtfully. "We often judge people by what they do, not who they are. But everyone has a story, a skill, a hidden brilliance. You don't need a title to be intelligent, and you don't need applause to be valuable. He then spent an hour solving math problems with students, showing tricks, sharing stories, and answering questions. The school created a new STEM mentorship program called Hendricks Scholars, focused on helping students from disadvantaged backgrounds excel in science and math. Mr. Hendricks was its first advisor. Colleges began to notice Westbridge High for more than just its sports teams. Test scores rose. More students applied to engineering programs. One girl, inspired by Mr. Hendricks, got into MIT. Even Mr. Galloway changed. Humbled, he began collaborating with Mr. Hendricks to co-teach a math lab for students who struggled in traditional classrooms. He taught me more in 1 week than I learned in grad school. Galloway admitted at a school board meeting. 2 years later, Mr. Hendricks finally retired, for real this time. The school held a ceremony in his honor. Students gave speeches. Alumni sent letters. A scholarship fund was launched in his name. As he stood at the podium one last time, Mr. Hendricks said, "I never planned to be remembered. I just wanted to serve. But if there's one thing I hope you carry forward, it's this. Great minds don't always wear lab coats. Sometimes they carry mops. Don't underestimate anyone, not even yourself." That moment in the classroom, sparked by a joke, became a legend at Westbridge High. It wasn't just about a math problem. It was about humility, hidden potential, and the quiet power of resilience. To this day, Room 212 bears a small plaque that reads, "In honor of Carl Hendricks, who solved more than just equations. He solved hearts and minds."